All right, back today. Um, Last night before I got off, I believe I built the alien power generator. Today I built this right here, this little like tiny guy, and then did a couple milestones and worked on a quick wire AI limiter farm or a factory, and then I went to go eat dinner, and now I'm back. So figured I'd stream this part just in case. Um, Go ahead and run over to the AI limiter setup that I've got going. I did the AI limiters just because I know I'll need them. I also, it'll give me a good bit of quick wire as well. Um, I've got, I think, 300 quick wire per minute coming out. I'm only using 100 of it for the AI limiters. So the rest of it's just kind of getting thrown in storage. So the coal miner's still going strong. I might be able to just cut one of these off. Maybe. Who knows? I think it's up here. Maybe I went too far. I don't. Yeah, I went too far. Oh yeah, there it is. So I'm pulling in an underclocked 180 per minute from a miner Mark II. And let me just do that. So I split that between four smelters. So 180 coming in, split off. So that's 45 each. Getting dumped up. Honestly, quick wire is a lot. And then copper I'm bringing from below and splitting those up to make copper sheets. So I have 5 going in here, 25 getting taken up. And then The quick wire's then crafted. We've got quite the backlog of it. It's being used, however, to create the AI limiters. And because of the backlog, it's kind of just all dumping in there. Got this assembler here working on AI limiters, making 5 per minute. And once I hit max of the AI limiters, I should have a good bit here. Yeah, plenty. This will be my back storage. I'm pretty sure this is all I'll use for a good bit, but um, it uploads and I have a backfill storage. So once that fills up, everything will be synced, but currently it's just that. So not bad, about 1840 per minute. I think they trade for like 99 points each, or maybe more or less. I don't know. I forget, but it's always better to just, I guess, dump the excess so you can craft extra and build the wealth over time, kind of thing. I did knock off. That was the list was quick wire farm, and then I doubled it up and made the AI limiter and quick wire kind of all at once. I did unlock trains that before I went to go get dinner. And I could work on a train system, but I think right now I build oil and then I get, maybe I can just build our oil stuff over here. I did actually get an alternate recipe. Let me look up the circuit. And I got this alternate recipe from one of the hard drives today, which is circuit board, and you take petroleum coke, which is a byproduct of the heavy oil residue, and then turn it into the petroleum coke, and then mix it with rubber, which I'll already be producing. And the rubber craft itself actually has a byproduct of the heavy oil residue. So the more rubber I produce, I guess, the plastic. So this plastic craft also has heavy oil residue. So I guess extra versions of this, instead of just using plastic and a bunch of copper sheets and increasing complexity there, we can then just use the excess of rubber, which we'll have plenty, and then petroleum coke, which will just be using the excess of one of my or two of my crafts anyways, and it'll make a circuit board. So obviously we can just create one here, but I think this recipe might be really good because this is all a byproduct and this is just a couple rubber, you know. Pretty much the same amount for plastic. So, but the only thing is I would have to pull in a copper line. But with this, all I have to do is have oil and oil for this. So that helps out a lot. And we got plenty of cables and plenty of quick wire now, so we have plenty of those high-speed connectors available to be crafted. So I think for monster little enemy guys, excuse me, friends. I think for this oil, we do plastic, rubber, fuel, polymer resin. I just have to see how many we can pull in at once, because I think there's 2 normal and 2 impure spots down here. And I could just run a push-pull train that goes and picks the stuff up and brings it back. But also I'll split off anything that I don't want to load and just throw it in the depot itself. So also just need to pick up some Mercer spheres so I can make more depots for things. I've been trying to do like dedicated ones because there's some systems over here that I've added that just kind of added steel encased beams here. So the byproduct of concrete and all of the extra steel pipes we're getting are just constantly backed up. I've got this kind of storage array that moves everything back and forth here. So anything that's not good, it just constantly moves. So before I had pipes galore, but no beams. So, but I'll be right back. Okay, so we're pretty backed up on pretty much everything. Steel beams, steel pipes, got concrete for days. Um, got pretty much everything but what is that? The rebar or the iron rods. It's because I've been dumping them in here for ran out. I let this craft while I was eating dinner, but should be plenty for a good bit. I had to say so myself. Um, see, I guess how many I can upload. I don't even know. 200. So all but that. Um, nice. Yeah. Good stuff. I literally just keep dumping these in. Um, don't have the crystal oscillators unlocked yet. What is crystal quartz? Okay. Or quartz crystal. Sorry. Um, so I think if we just do a push pull system, get it kind of as straight as we can, and maybe just experiment with just using the single blueprint. But I do know that we will 100%. Ooh, did I have a lot of quartz crystal? I could just unlock that actually, but could be a decent recipe. Who knows? I guess I'll dump some motors in here. So oil. Maybe I just go find just kind of how much oil I can pull in general. Yeah, we'll pull this out. Do know that we also need to work on the or geothermal generators. Um, let's just see if that's. I need to build a lot higher. Wondering if we can. Can't nudge those. Okay. Well, we might just have to pre-place it and find, I guess, a different way to cover up little side bits. Not really the biggest fan of them. That's pretty cool. Hmm. I don't know. I'll have to look around for that. Um, I think first off, we should just go see how much oil we can actually pull and try to pre-plan some of the crafts that we'll do. We'll definitely need a steady supply of packaged fuel just for jetpacking around, but how did I connect? Okay. Is it over there? Why in the world? Okay, yeah, I connected one pole down here. Oh, I have one right here. Cool. Okay. So 120 oil per minute. Okay, so oil extractor at 100% is 60 on an impure and 120 on a normal. So with, let's see, this. Connect them all and then do something maybe in this big old space here. Or we do something, I don't know. Because we could use these pure nodes for, I guess, more of like the power side of things and turbo fuel potentially. But I also have little green or the blue area down there that has not only a geothermal pure vent, but really good area for getting the just under 120 coal and sulfur to make turbo fuel. So it's pretty cool. Let me get a power pole over here and one sort of here. We'll connect. Oops. Connect these guys up. And wonder if we should just, do we have the storages yet? We have a little buffer we could do. Don't really see a point of it unless we're packaging it. So if we combine everything. Junction these. It's not going to be the cleanest thing ever, but now that I think about it, with what is it again? 120, so 240 plus 120, so 360. What is the rating for these? 300. So we might actually need Mark IIs. Unless we want to use this trio here, which is a impure, normal, and normal. So 240 plus 60, that'd be exactly 300. So you could honestly just do. I should probably make a refinery and look at the recipes. So for crude oil per minute, 30 per minute. Rubber, also 30. Fuel, 60. Dang, this is a lot of oil. I'm not really sure really what to do with all of it. So it's 60 per minute plus 60 plus 60. If we just did 2 rubber, 2 oil, or 1 fuel, 1 rubber, 1 plastic. I guess 2 of each. Sorry, what? 1 fuel and then 2 of each of plastic and rubber. That would be 180. So that would be 1 normal and 1 impure. So we can even use these all kind of separately if we wanted to. I don't want to like take it all the way back to base, but this is just a lot. So we can either, if we have 300 total per minute, which would be the full 360 per minute. So we could have, I need to break out the notepad. So 360 per minute going in, and we could do 60 for I think we just do this craft for the fuel and for the polymer resin. And we do what is this? So 10, that's 40 per minute. What was that recipe I had? I need just rubber and petroleum coke. So byproduct of rubber along with rubber. So I should do an extra. Why is this an X? Okay, interesting. Why is this cold? What is going on? Why is it being weird? Okay, so 20 per minute per rubber craft and 10 per minute per oil craft. Need 40 per minute total. Or we just because we're also going to need canisters. Which I don't even have unlocked yet. We want to package the fuel, of course. Which I think we should. Just have some crazy depot or something like that. So if we just knock out this whole single one right here, then a norm or two normals, that's 240 plus an impure, that's 60. So that's exactly 300. I think that's a lot better to play with than trying to throw an extra 60 into the mix. So we just are only looking at 300 per minute. And we just remove this and this. Just be focused on these three here. We would do 2. Plenty of petroleum coke, I think. But we just need to hit that 4 or 40 per minute. So even at, maybe we do 3 rubber. So at 3 rubber, that'd be 90. So a total of 150 crude oil. So 90 for rubber. And then we use 2 of the if we did 120, if we did 120 rubber, then we could do 2 dedicated to building rubber, 2 dedicated to using rubber, and then use all 4 of that or 40 of the heavy oil residue to make petroleum coke at 120 per minute. And we'll use 2/3 of it to build each of these. So we can just have everything shoot off into a sink if we need to. So I think we just do 120 for plastic and 120 for rubber. And then 2 rubber crafts equals petroleum coke plus 2 rubber craft worth for circuits. So we'll just have a bunch of extra plastic. And that's fine. Even after, I mean, we also will have fuel, we'll have all kinds of stuff. So this is kind of the starting point of it. Maybe I will take this here. And we just use this big old space here. Honestly, should probably... Okay. We can make this a lot bigger if we need to. And we can pull it in just straight away if we want as well. All right. So if we have 100 and it's 4 refiners. And then that's just for rubber. 1 for fuel, and then 4 more. So 4, 8, and then 9. And then 2 rubber crafts are going to be turned into petroleum coke. So we'll do... Ooh, what was that? Was that... That's 4. Okay, so 2 will then turn into 1. So we'll just have 1 refinery making petroleum coke out of the heavy oil residue from 2 of them. Okay, so if we're using 4 or 40 per minute, so rubber gives 2, plastic gives 1. So byproduct of the 4 rubber ones will be 4 heavy oil. Plastic will be, no wait, rubber will be 8 heavy oil total, and then 4 for the plastic. The byproduct of making fuel just straight out of crude oil is polymer resin. And 4 will be used for petroleum coke. So we'll have 8 left over. And I guess we could do fuel at... So if we did residual fuel and we put that to be... What? So I want to use 80 per minute. Five? No. So 33.3. Yeah, there we go. Um, this will just be making more fuel. All right, so the plan is to do 4 rubber specific crafts, 4 plastic, 1 for fuel, 2, and then 1 for petroleum coke, and then 1 for residual fuel at 133%. So just so I have 1, 4, 9 is with plastic, 10 with the coke, and 11 with the residual. And then we will need to do one assembler. And it can be a lot slower because the circuits are just kind of a bonus. But everything else should be good. So one assembler. We will also need to package it. So I should probably finish up the fluid packaging. Oh, I'm out of plastic. Could have sworn I got a bunch from like just running around all this time, but maybe I just make some. I have 197 out of 200. That's so unfortunate. Um, I will just make one. Can I throw this away? Yeah, nice. Just get a good bit of plastic and because I'm sure I'll need to use it for maybe crafting the packager or something, but I think I have to use some of my plastic that I'll be crafting to then package the fuel. So, you might need to put another layer on this and then use this as kind of the bottom. Because if we do like, a couple higher and then do a big row, we can pull it all in and do the 5 initial ones and then use the byproducts down here. And then we'll also have to have a storage area and all that stuff too. So I think that might be the better plan. I also just need to go back and craft a bunch of motors and pick up some steel pipes. Okay. So yeah, I think we do another level on this, but might just have to go craft the motors and deal with the rest later. I'm planning on playing too late. Just think about watching a movie, but I think if we just craft up the motors, I should be good until tomorrow, and hopefully kind of just think through some of the design and stuff like that too. Wire pipe, rod, and screws. Okay. So now we can make canisters. We can make the packaged fuel, which is just going to be taking fuel and putting it in a canister. Um, package water, we can package oil, we can package heavy oil residue. So I doubt we're going to really need a lot of it, but I think the empty canister craft is just plastic. Yeah. So we can really see a reason why anyone would use biofuel. I guess I understand, but like, why would you run around and get all the biomass just to do that? So, heavy oil residue can actually be It's a lot less efficient, but it can be used as fuel as well. But we'll have the train going back and forth, so. Um, Guess we just craft away. Might go get a piece of carrot cake while I wait. It might be really helpful to just have with the amount of iron that's around, um, and copper as well. I might have to create like a motor factory. Because then if we have all the byproducts too, we can split some of the rotors off and store them. Some of the stators off, store them. And then the motors will just craft and store them as well. And I don't have to manually craft these anymore. That'd be cool too. We're closing up on the motor requirement, so probably just craft in excess, but I think tomorrow I'll work more on that stuff. Don't really. I want to just go watch a movie and chill out for the rest of the evening, but it's a good little hour and a half session of manually crafting crap and not really doing too much. But thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow.